placed on IR due to that quad injury, which will keep Strange out for a minimum of 4 games. This will give both Johnny Munt and Hunter Long more opportunities with the absence of Strange. It's 84 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
This week is absolutely flying by, Tom and Taylor, and today's show is also going to fly by because we have so many guests that are going to come hang out with us. Leroy Butler in the next segment, talking about a couple different fundraisers going on, and then some ladies from the Wolfson Children's Hospital, Kendra McCrary and Heather Creeler, here on site. So we're going to hang out with them, and then at 3:15 we're going to talk college football and talk to Tony Catalina about Florida and Texas A&M, a massive game there in College Station, Texas. So, another great week of
lots to do
of 1010XL.
It's nice when your team plays on Monday night and wins on Monday night.
Yeah,
football,
right.
That makes it a quick week for sure.
It is funny how when you have a Monday night game, how quick the rest of the week feels, because like by that time, like Tuesday, you're in a blur pretty much because you're up late. You're just excited, especially if you win. You're excited, adrenaline's just going, and the next thing you know, you're halfway through the week already.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about Seattle. You know,
not yet.
Until right now,
Trevor said it's time.
I was going to say, it is definitely time.
Yeah.
They asked him his favorite phrase about the touchdown where it took a few extra seconds, and he said the slip 6. He did
slip
like
6.
that one, which that's what the Jaguars official account put out, so I don't know if he already knew that part or not. But I did think about this. Brandon and I talked about this. If you were to give the average person that exact situation, not even average person, the average NFL player, that exact situation, and trying to stand up, knowing the game's on the line, with the football, with guys coming at you, I do think it's more difficult than what we can just kind of joke about when you watch.
Oh, without question.
Right? Like, that was hard.
I mean, normally he fumbles that football. Most guys would, especially the second time.
Right.
You know, the first time you're like, ooh. And then the second time, like, oh, no. Like, oh, what's happening? And then he gets up. You're like, oh, my gosh, I can't even believe you got up with the football and have the wherewithal to figure out where you're at on the field. And, again, credit to the line. Ezra Cleveland made a heck of a block. Walker Little finished him off. I saw Chris Jones just lollygagging around. He was
definitely
like,
loafing.
I'm not doing anything. But can you imagine? You know what I was thinking about today? Like, if he doesn't make the play and time runs out, the narrative on him would be so negative around the National Football League. Not that it should be, because he made some throws in that last drive that were insanely good.
Some of the best throws we've seen in the NFL.
That last drive made up for everything else. Everything
I think
else
he would have been able to throw it away because there wasn't a Chiefs defender as close to him as there could have been, and which is obviously why he was able to then shake off one tackle and get
that's
he's
what
got time to throw it away.
Yeah,
I think they're on him.
I think if the defensed and that play didn't happen that way, I think Tommy's right. I think you're talking about, okay, Trevor Lawrence with the game on the line, took a huge sack, got to delay a game, then threw a pick, then got the ball back, and then fell and stumbled and then couldn't get anything to happen. And then the last time they were on the goal line, he fumbled it. So the narrative, I think, is
But
very
he did.
the narrative, But I
it,
think
which
if he
is
has
good.
enough time to get up, fall back down, and get up and run into the end zone, I think he would have had enough time to throw it away.
I don't know. Tillery was right on him. He slipped out of Tillery's grasp. I mean, Tillery should have had the tackle. It should have been down
But
right
we'll
there.
never know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
good. Who
didn't
cares?
happen. It's fine.
Who cares? I'm just saying, like, it's funny how
Well, that's
a
how
play
quick football is. I mean, how
sure.
those little things, they say
change the narrative.
inches change everything.
can change that narrative for sure. But now we're talking, hey, we're in the driver's seat, and now we're looking forward to him to taking that last drive, and let's see it against Seattle. Seattle's got an interesting defense. Their
Mike
front's
McDonald
got some studs up front. Leonard Williams is a stud. The DeMarcus Lawrence, who came from the Cowboys, is up there. I mean, they've got some players now, but we're going to have our hands full. But we're expecting, and it should. I think Trevor should feel confident, comfortable. I tell you, we're going to see
I
more
love
of
that this
him
game's
running.
at home, by the way, for his
that?
confidence
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
I love that this game is at home and not on the road in Seattle for Trevor's confidence level.
Yeah.
And the team's confidence level.
Yeah.
Listen,
and the
you
fans.
gotta
They're coming
play
off a
well.
high
fans.
from Monday. They're
For
ready
sure.
to go this weekend.
I still think, you hear Liam say, it's like, it's us against everybody else. They believe that. whether it's true or not. And the national media is going to start coming around if they keep winning, especially more. But that's the narrative for them inside that locker room. Hey, man, no one really believes us. I mean, they think we got lucky against San Fran. They got lucky against, the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't believe we're that good. I mean, that's the narrative, and they're feeding
against the
into
Texans, for sure, too.
And it's okay. It's okay. I told you before, I loved going on the road. Us against you, let's go. It's like a rumble, We're going to fight our way out of there somehow. Like that movie, The Warriors. That's way before your time. Go watch it, though. They got to make it back to Coney Island, and it's a long way to get there and fight through a lot. But that's like going on the road. So I think that's a powerful thing. But they should all feel confident. They should all feel good. And now we got to keep the train rolling. The biggest thing right now, and I think they'll keep it together, is can you handle this success? Can you handle? You're going to get a lot of attention. It's going to be even more than ever. And it's going to continue to come if you continue to win. And can you handle that as a team? That's going to be the big test.
I loved when Trevor Lawrence met with media earlier today that he was directly asked about that, handling success. And he was like, if we focus on the fact that we've won 4 games, we may not win any more games. That's all we've done so far this season. And that's not enough wins. So I love that they've turned their attention, certainly. Yeah. They're no longer talking about beating the Chiefs on Monday night. I have a surprising stat for you. The Jaguars have scored 127 points through 5 weeks, which is the second highest point total through the first 5 games in franchise history, second only to 2017. And I wanted to bring that up, thanks to the Jags for the actual stat, but I wanted to bring that up because we have railed against this offense, and I understand why. There have been so many mistakes. But the second highest points total through 5 weeks in franchise history?
Well that's more on the franchise, I think. Let's be honest.
Too. You got a punt return and an interception return.
Right. But I mean, there's some
points
really
from
good
other
offenses
places,
here in the 90s. Like, obviously, Tom, you are well aware. Like, Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Fred Taylor, that was a phenomenal offense.
Yeah. Well, that was 99. We had a phenomenal offense. 98, it was really good. I think as we moved up, I mean, Brunell threw for a lot of yards, that 96 season. But again, it's all about the victories, and I'm glad to hear that Trevor said that. I mean, in years past, they didn't handle success well at all. I mean, they bought into their own hype. So it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to not listen to the noise. Yeah. Like when things are bad, it's hard not to listen to the noise. You're sitting there as a coach going, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Don't let them kiss your butt. Yeah. A lot of distractions could be coming your way. Guess what happens when you win? All your friends start calling. Hey, can I get tickets? Oh, man, can I fly in? Oh, I'd love to see you guys play. Oh, by the way, my girlfriend and her family would like to come too. And it's just a mess. Or they come in town and where are we going to dinner? How many tickets do I got? It can get distracted when you start winning like that. So they got to keep that all together and remember what it took to get them to where they're at. And they still, obviously, they got a long way to go.
Yeah, when you're 4-1, Taylor, you have one of the best records in all the NFL, or tied for the best record in all the NFL. Tom Brady puts you top 5 in his power rankings. Yeah, that's noise. That's quote unquote rat poison, according to Nick Saban.
Yeah, and I think that it's the opposite conversation we were having after the Bengals game. After the Bengals game, we're like, don't let this loss, the way this happened, crumble you, because in years past it had. One bad thing happen and the wheels start to fall off, and that the wheels can fall off if you can't handle the wins also. And so on the other light, and I think I have the confidence in this team to be able to handle, honestly, at this point, almost anything, because I feel like we've seen a lot of different, the ups and downs even through these weeks of when I talk about in-game situations of being down and having to come back, or being up and them coming back and having to fight back. All of the ups and downs you've already seen throughout the beginning of this year. And like I said, after that Bengals loss, when now that quarterback is now benched and not even starting quarterback for that team anymore, and you were able to still, you didn't feel like there was any drop-off. You didn't feel like there was any moment where you had to worry about the team as a whole, in the locker room, in the culture, and that type of thing. And I think it's carrying well, and it's something that James Gladstone and Liam Cohen have instilled from the start when they got here, of how they want to change the culture, and you can feel it. And so I'm not extremely worried about them being like, oh, we're winning, let's, and nobody doing their job, because I think one thing we're seeing in these games is they're playing to the very last second of every single game, and that's why they're winning these games. I don't want to see them get comfortable and being like, well, we're winning, doing and not improve on the things that we still feel like they should they should improve on. And some of those, the third downs and the penalties and some of those things, keep continuing to work on those. Don't get complacent because you're winning football games right now.
But they are winning the street fights. I think that's the cool part.
Yeah, they're gritty.
They're gritty. They're physical.
Yeah.
And when was the last time a Jaguars team went into the arena and won a street fight?
Yeah, right.
It feels yes, they won
years.
4 games last year, but it feels like a while since they were the more dominant. And I love Trevor Lawrence a couple weeks ago after the Texans game said we're not going to be bullied anymore. I feel like the city of Jacksonville after Monday night feels like, you know what, we're not going to be bullied anymore either. Yes, there were some Chiefs fans. Whenever there's a really good team, there's always going to be a certain portion of those fans in any NFL stadium, right? So of course there were going to be some Chiefs fans, but they weren't loud. When you watched that game on TV, Taylor, you didn't hear the Chiefs fans.
Yeah, no.
When you were in the stadium, Tom, in the stands,
Our
you
noise
didn't hear
took
the Chiefs
over.
fans.
Our noise,
Absolutely.
our fans'
As it
noise
should.
took
Yeah,
over,
stop
for
making
sure.
fun of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
The Jaguars are
They had a
here.
lot of red. There was a lot of red in that
Certainly
stadium, but their
on the
noise
opposing,
did not.
Yeah, the opposing side there was. And just like if you watch the 49ers Rams, there was a ton of 49ers fans.
Yeah.
And I'm not making excuses
Those
that
are the same state, but
well, yes, for sure. It's like 6 hours apart, right?
Yeah.
But no,
a little different than traveling
Kansas
from Kansas
City travels well, and they have fans all over the
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Steelers travel well too.
Very.
They have fans all over the country.
there are the fan bases that will always do that, no matter
Right.
where the stadium is. It doesn't matter if it's Jacksonville or anywhere else. They're traveling fans, and that's what it is.
Well, you look at Pittsburgh. I mean, they have clubs here in Jacksonville, fan clubs, so they're going to the games. You know, it's not always traveling, but they do travel.
Their
well.
franchise is
Kansas
way
City
older.
does it as well.
And oh, by the way, they have Super Bowls. Kansas City now very recently has multiple Super Bowls. But either way, I felt like Duval showed out Monday night, and I do feel like kind of the city is embodying Trevor's words too. Like our city's not going to be bullied anymore either.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I know what you're talking about with the bullying, but let's go back to the last time Seattle was here and that defensive lineman tried to get into the stands. And those two guys were sitting like, come on.
Yeah,
come
they're
on
like,
here,
bring
man.
it
We're not afraid of you. We're going to take care of you. So I don't know that they were going to get
That
bullied.
was such a fun
That was
game.
very
that night.
Duval.
That was very Duval. That was great. They're like, yeah, so what? He's trying to climb up like you're ever going to get up there. Yeah,
And they're
total
still yelling
disadvantage.
at his face, this
Yeah,
giant
yeah.
defensive lineman.
I loved it. I forget what that whole tussle was about, but it was crazy at the end of that game.
Quentin Jefferson. I didn't remember his name.
Yeah,
but,
good call.
But yeah.
That
All
was
right, let's keep the football conversation going. We will check in with Leroy Butler. Coming up next, you're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here. You know, I always talk about the guidance, the great coaching I get with Awaken 180 weight loss. My coach, Kate, has given me tremendous guidance, has talked me through the process. As a result, I lost over 100 pounds. I'm still on the maintenance program. It's absolutely fantastic. Well, for the month of October, if you call Awaken 180 weight loss, you will get a free consultation. A free consultation during the month of October with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If you need to start your weight loss journey like I had to do something. My life was not pleasant at 317 pounds. Awaken 180 gave me my life back. If it's time for you to get involved with your weight loss, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. And in the month of October, get a free consultation with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner. So are you ready to float happy in the pool? Listen up. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% on new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. That's right. Now is the time to upgrade your pool heating system and extend that swimming season for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepools.net.
License number CPC 044080.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Tired of plumbers trying to sell you instead of help you? At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we do things differently. We hire real plumbers, not salesmen, and we never pay commission. That means no upselling, no pressure, and no unnecessary repairs. Just honest, expert work at a fair price. So the next time you need a plumber you can trust, make the superior choice and call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, where quality comes first and honesty is standard. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. No commissions, just solutions. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified, fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
No one has time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit pound law from your cell. Pound law, that's all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Heels? That's Fred Helmets and Heels live coming at you from the new studios. Leroy Butler has made his way here and will join us momentarily. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We're going to talk all about these wonderful causes that Leroy supports. And I'm going to remind him that we're on air right now.
There you go. Yeah, helping out the veterans, man. We love that, of course.
Yeah,
especially
and
here in
homelessness.
Northeast Florida.
Those are the two things.
Yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. And using his celebrity and what he's done on and off the field to help people, man. It's nothing better than that. And we've got a Hall of Famer in the house,
That's
man.
right.
Oh, I didn't know we was on there.
We're ready to go.
I thought we was doing content.
We'll do content in a little bit. This on-air content starts first. But tomorrow is the Make the Call Telethon. Tell everybody why they should make the call, please, Leroy.
Well, one of the things, growing up, my story, matter of fact, I'm working on my documentary now. If you don't know my story, real quickly, African-American, inner city, grew up in the Blodgett homes, Jefferson Street, a single parent. My mom raised 5 kids by themselves. And when I'm saying poverty, we didn't use the word poverty back then. It was you were poor. But we were the poorest family in the entire Blodgett homes. And the thing about it, though, my mom, who was my hero, she just always taught me a lot of things. And one of them is about, helping people who you don't know. And she was saying, if you ever want to be a hero, you can do a few things. Now, a hero is not somebody that can fly and have capes and, do all that kind of stuff. A hero is helping anybody who you don't know. That's a hero.
I love that.
So, and being around people in that neighborhood, at any time one paycheck don't come, a government shutdown, or hospital bills, and you're homeless. And now they have policies to where if you're homeless, they could put you in jail. We're trying to change that, and I think it is solvable. But I think for the most part, we don't necessarily pressure anybody to do anything because I have therapy. I get therapy every Thursday for the last 28 years. But people who don't have anxiety, they don't understand it. So if you're not homeless, I don't really care about that. But if you think about it, you know somebody that is, and did you do your part? So that's the main focus on why I got involved with changing homelessness, because I'm from where people are. And most of the people who are going to help, they're not even listening to this show right now. That one makes it so rewarding for me. And I'm very excited about it.
What was the start for you when it comes to helping the homeless? What was your first foot in the door of saying I can make an impact?
That's a great question. When you think about, because you have tons of charities, and you think about you need revenue, of course, and then you need grassroots, and then you need somebody to deliver the message. And I just thought the connection was my message for people in Jacksonville, Florida. And yes, I live in Milwaukee because obviously I play for the Packers. But Florida State, Lee High School, Beauclair Elementary, Fort Caroline, R.V. Daniels, all these schools, I've gone to these schools. So I thought I was the perfect person to put a footprint in changing homelessness because of my background, where I came from. It's very important.
Yeah.
I went to Beauclair too.
Yeah.
Say again?
I went to Beauclair too.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
When did sports become so prevalent in your life, and when did you sit there and say, you know what, maybe this is a way for me to make things a little bit better? And how did that prepare you for life? I always say football is life, right? Everything you go through as a player, you go through in life for the most part. But how did that all come together for you?
You guys ask way better questions than the afternoon guys. But don't tell them. We're not on the air, are we? Because I was, and as you know this, growing up for me, I was a special needs kid. I had braces on my legs. I couldn't run and jump like the other kids. Matter of fact, I told Tom Hanks I was Forrest Gump way before him, a long time ago. But for some reason, though, I could not run and jump like the other kids. I didn't have a six-pack. I had like a one-pack and a bunch of fat. But I was smart because of my teachers. And my teachers told me one day, she said, I heard a rumor that you're going to play in the NFL to get your mom out of the inner city. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you do know they have playbooks. I said, what's a playbook? And she showed me a phone book.
Wow.
Now, you girls weren't born then,
No, we
but
were.
we used to have this big old phone book with
Yellow
everybody's
Pages.
name and number in it. It could be the creepiest thing. You could just go to somebody's house and get somebody's number. It was that thick, but I had a learning disability. And she and all my teachers at Beauclair, Lee High School, Miss Gordon, they taught me shortcuts. So when I got to the combine, I didn't run a 4.3 40, but I knew everything they put on the board.
Yeah.
I knew it.
What did you run, just out of curiosity?
Oh, that's a great question. I ran. When I first got there, I didn't know that they give you stuff. So I'm in poverty. The shirt that says DB for defensive back, I put it in my bag and I left. They said, no, you got to put that on. And I went in there with my clothes on and they weighed me. Now, in Florida State, I was 6'1", 190 in the media guide. When I get there, they take your shoes off and all that. They said, Leroy Butler, 5'11", 182. I say, BS. I'm 6'1", 190. I'm a cornerback. But I remember a guy ran before me. I think his name was James Washington. He ran a 4.32 or 4.2 something. Yeah, wow. And I'm a cornerback because I replaced Dion. Yeah. I ran a blistering 4.57.
Hey, that's faster than I've ever ran.
Wait a minute. For a corner, I was snail's pace. So they said, wait. The second time is faster. And one of the other young men gave me some of his track shoes. 4, 5, 6. And it's baked in the cake. I'm not a speedster.
Yeah, right.
But that's what they used to go by back in the 80s and 90s if you weren't fast. But for some reason, when they went in that classroom, I excelled. My comb speed wasn't that great. But while the coaches were talking, I'm looking at the coaches because I value coaching. And that really got the Packers to select me in the second round. Yeah. Cool.
Well, there's not a lot of straight 40-yard dashes nor cones on a full field. So all that stuff is...
You are platinum. I tell people that all the time. That's why God made women smarter than men. You never run off 40. If you do, some guys coming for you and just take you out.
Yeah, we don't care what speed Devin Lloyd runs as long as he gets in the end zone on that 99 yards. All right, so Anthony Campanile came from the Packers as linebackers coach, now the defensive coordinator here. How well do you know him, and what do you think of the job he's doing?
Well, I'll go back to the head coach first.
Okay, Liam Cohen.
Cohen, to me, is different because he is what I've been talking about, a teacher. Mm-hmm. It's coaches, but they don't teach. You know that. Yeah. They just coach. Just, bark, 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 bark. Teach me what you want me to do. So when it comes up, there's no panic. Trevor Lawrence knew what to do. Yes, let's go down the field. We've done it before, and it's going to happen. Not to say Doug Peterson didn't do it, but sometimes the messenger is, go back to what Cohen did for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Put Baker Mayfield on a track the way he's. So when you have people like that, now you got to put together a staff that thinks like him. And that staff is, you turn loose 41 for one, and you just have your defense be smart. You don't need to tell people that you're a dog. They should be able to see it. And that's what I like about the Jacksonville defense. Just give us an opportunity. Because it's Patrick Mahomes. He gets paid too. But
a lot.
But the thing about what I'm saying about Cohen is when Trevor Lawrence fell, he didn't panic. Get him scored. That's why he's the best coach. I mean, he's one of the, if not the best coach right now after 5 games in the entire league. Because he took a team that people didn't think can do this kind of stuff. And that's the kind of impact you need to do in your communities. Because when you get that new stadium in a few years, you got to have somebody young enough to teach these kids like the Travis Hunters, the young kids, and the grown men that's 25 and up. Can I connect with these people and win? Because it don't matter about the media market anymore. I played in Green Bay, the smallest market, and we had to draft. So it's not about media market anymore. Can your head coach get enough space with the GM? And, of course, I'm biased. I know people are saying this is a bias, but Tony Baselli is platinum. Okay? That was the best hire the owner have done in a long time.
What took so long, right?
Yes. Because he knows the players. His wife is the smartest in their family, but put that to the side.
We love Andrew.
Of course.
Financially understand what guys need to get to be happy, and he knows the locker room. That's the best people you can have around this organization. And that's why we chose to do Changing Homelessness here, because the Jaguars have been a great partner, fantastic partner for the community. So it all works for us. And I think that's one of the bigger things. And I will say this, some of the bigger networks reached out to me to promote this event. I say, now, I got to go to 10-10. But we need you at this time. No. You're missing the point. They're the DNA of where we're trying to go. You guys are just the body. Without the DNA, and you can't live. And the guy was scratching his head like, I don't really get it. But no, I can't. So it's very important for us to come here and talk to you guys about what we're doing. And, of course, I love the Jag talk.
Yeah.
No question. It's 2 of the guys on my fantasy team. I won't say their names. I won't say their names. No, I don't want to jinx them.
Let me ask you, Leroy, the differences in the biggest difference for you in the defense and defenses from the time you played to now.
Mhm.
We know a lot of rule changes have happened that have kind
Yes,
of limited
yes.
what defensive players can do.
Yes.
But to you, when you're watching the game now, what's the biggest difference that you're seeing when linebackers dropping back into coverage, things like that
Yes.
happening now? But what are you seeing as a whole defensively?
Well, defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
When the young man, his name escapes me, when he got the interception and scored from like 80, 90 yards.
Devin Lloyd, 99
Thank you
yards.
so much. You guys are amazing. They did their homework. I said to my nephew, defense wins championship. Take that 7 away, you lose.
Yeah.
So when you can get your team to, when the weather changes, run the football and play defense, and you got to know the rules. You got to know the rules because I was never a hitter. That's why I played 12 years. I was a tackler. Get him on the ground.
Yeah.
That's why I love the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
I don't, by hook or crook, get him down so we can line up again.
Yeah.
And that's all you want.
Yeah.
So if you can keep teams around 20 points, you're going to win 10 or 11 games. And once you get into the playoffs, you don't need home field anymore. Back in the 90s, you needed home field, but you don't need it anymore.
Hey, Leroy, when you think of Jacksonville and you think of Green Bay,
Mhm.
I make this comment. We're like Green Bay here, but without the championships. Just the
You're
community, the epicenter. Jags are just like Green Bay. The Pack are to Green Bay. Just do you see the similarities in the different markets and communities? 'Cause I feel like Green Bay's a very close-knit community, and we know Jacksonville is a very close-knit community with the Jaguars at the center for a lot of us.
No question about it. I said that about 6 months ago, that because if you look where the new stadium is still, I think, going to be in that area, but when we grew up at the Gator Bowl, when Georgia and Florida used to play, the stadium's like in a neighborhood. You go like SoFi Stadium, these big stadiums, or Buffalo Stadium, it's like amazing. Literally, in Green Bay, our stadium is in a neighborhood. And the only difference is the Jags have an owner, we don't have an owner, and our team, our fans, are shareholders. But the thing about the fan base, if you're accessible, and that's the reason why it works. I mean, and not to mention, when you get a franchise that, go all the way back to Coughlin in your days, you say, is this model going to work? And then you think about internationally. Do y'all want to know what's the number one team internationally? The Jags. Their owner's smart. Play games out the country, and when you come back, it's amazing. Because one thing I'll tell you about this city, if you start to win, the excitement is like you've never seen. If you was at that game, the Kansas City game, you felt the energy. You're not just showing people in the pool drinking.
Right.
No, they ain't doing that no more. It's about, the teal and black or whatever color they want to call themselves. But I do need them to get Travis the ball a little more for my fantasy team.
I knew you had Travis Hunter on your fantasy
couldn't
team
hold
because you
that out.
mentioned him already.
My
All right,
flex
we would love
position.
to hang out with you for another 2 hours, Leroy, but we do have more guests coming in the studio. But tomorrow, make the call telethon in partnership
Please.
with First Coast News. So make sure you make that call. They can also text to give 53555. And then Friday, the sneaker ball.
Yes.
You got your
Yes.
sneakers?
Of course.
Yeah.
I win it every year. I have the best sneakers every year.
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
But thank you
y'all so much.
Thank you so much for
No,
coming in.
thank you guys
We
so
love
much.
the
This is
1010's
amazing.
part of the DNA.
Thank you so much.
Congrats on that Hall of Fame, too.
Thank
man.
you so much.
Well-deserved. Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Awesome.
All right, more to do on the other side. It's 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Lauren Brooks here. I saw my friends at Hello Smooth Med Spa in St. John's this morning. Laser hair removal and skincare treatments have to be customized, and the professionals at Hello Smooth take time with every person to be able to give them the exact results that they want. With over 10 years in the community, 400 5-star reviews, and the latest technology, their team makes smooth, stubble-free skin so easy. Packages include 9 sessions, and you will see results so quickly. Right now, enjoy 50% off laser hair removal packages. Be sure to let them know Lauren from Tintin Excel sent you. Visit HelloSmooth.com or stop by for your free consultation. Your skin will thank you. Here. Thank you, RJ. You have like 15 seconds. And nobody has to get.
Self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup, dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Hey, fellow Floridians.
We're the Wombles.
We're retirees with 5 grandkids. And huge fans of natural gas. When the kiddos visit from Ohio, we go through towels like pool water. That's why we love our natural gas dryer. It dries in a jiff.
So we use less energy and save money, too.
Yep.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate when you install a new energy-efficient natural gas dryer. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Get ready. Week 6 of the NFL season is officially here. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are gearing up to go head-to-head with the Seattle Seahawks in our crucial catch game dedicated to the fight against cancer. Join us October 12th at Everbank Stadium as we raise awareness through early detection, risk reduction, and education. Lock in your tickets now at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Thanks again to Leroy Butler for hanging out with us today. And from one Hall of Famer to 2 Hall of Fame ladies hanging out with us now, Kendra McCrary, president of the Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital, and Heather Creel, co-chair of the Florida Forum. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in and hang out with us.
We are so glad to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. All right, let's talk about the speaker series. The Florida Forum Speaker Series, we talk about it every year, and obviously the money goes to such a great cause. Congratulations on raising $1.5 million over the last 2 years, and I know that's our goal. We'll get to that. But the very first speaker, Heather, It's a big one. How'd y'all land Caitlin Clark?
We are so excited to have her. It was really important to us as chairs and Kendra as the president to have a strong female voice be part of this series, and she just fits that bill perfectly. We can't think of anybody better to fill that role, so we're thrilled that she's going to be in Jacksonville. We're so excited to have her.
I'm surprised it's not already sold out.
Honestly.
Well, that's what
Hopefully
you're going to help
soon.
us do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because
TheFloridaForum.com, everybody.
Yes, thefloridaforum.com, and the series starts at $250. So, and it's one of the few places in the world where you can be in the room with Caitlin Clark.
There people are paying a lot of money to go be in a basketball arena where she may not even be playing some of the time. We've talked a little bit about it on here before, but the process of choosing the speaker series guests and how that goes, what does that look like on a year-to-year basis?
It starts about a year before we actually get to the series dates. We start talking about, we want to make sure we have a wide variety of speakers that appeal to a broad audience. So it's a long process, and getting calendars that align with the speakers' calendars. It takes a while to get there, but we're thrilled with where we are at this point in this lineup.
And I love last year, Liam Cohen was hired the night of one of the speaker series. Well, at least that was his first interview, and probably the most important interview that he had with Shad Khan.
Absolutely, and Shad actually left our event and was off to interview our next head coach.
That's
so we were really excited.
Yeah, well done, Liam. 4-1. So let us talk about that fundraising goal, the $1.5 million. You already raised the $1.5 for the kids care intensive or
mobile ICUs.
Yes, mobile ICUs. And now, what's the new goal of $1.5 million going towards?
So the Wilson Children's Hospital is very blessed to have an inpatient behavioral health unit. But one of the challenges of that space is that it does not have access to the outdoors. And for many of the children that are in there, they're there for 5 to 7 days. Some can be in there a couple of weeks, and during that time, they have no access to the outdoors. And so when we went to the hospital and said, what do you want? What's the next greatest need? They were like, we really need an outdoor space, because we all know sunshine and light and movement is healthy for all of us.
Absolutely.
And it's especially healthy for children. And so
we're in the Sunshine State.
And we are in the Sunshine State, and we are in a place where they can be outside all year. So there's a adjacent terrace, and we're going to take that terrace and convert it to a safe space, so that not only the patients but the staff can be outside there with them as well. And we think it's going to be really critical in improving medical outcomes for children. And the patients in that unit can range anywhere from 5 to 18. So this will give that 5-year-old a place to go outside, and even if all it is run around, they have a space, and they can do therapy outside. They can read outside. And so the 1.5 is split between the capital improvements and then the staff to support the space, because we want to make sure whatever we build, we have the staff there.
That makes sense. You can't just let them all run loose.
Play. We've talked, when it comes to J-Fund, we've talked about trying to keep things as normal as possible through a really difficult time for families, for children, anybody going through this. And I'm sure that's a big part of it, trying to keep a normal life, and having a playground is a part of that. If you're going to school, if you're playing at home and being in that type of environment, I'm sure it helps mentally, physically, all of the things.
Absolutely. And what people don't realize is when the children go into this space, they have no phones. That is not part of the inpatient experience for them. So being able to move, be outside, be with books, be with color, do those type of things, all of that is really even more important than it is at other times.
It's like our new studio. We can see outside. We get outdoors here. It's nice.
I love the trees. You'll know if it's raining.
Finally, right? All right, so Caitlin Clark is on October 29th, and all of the speaker series are at the Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts. The next two are both in 2026. Vladimir Kara-Murza, am I saying that right?
You got it. That's it.
Okay,
Vladimir
former
Kara-Murza.
Russian political prisoner. That one's February 3rd. And then Jose Andres, chef, restaurateur, and humanitarian on March 31st. Tell us a little bit about both of them, please.
So we're super excited. Vladimir Kara-Murza is just, I think he's going to be a very engaging speaker to listen to. He is a former Russian political prisoner, and I'm going to let Kendra tell you a little bit about his story, because she tells it very well.
Well, so he actually has been poisoned by Putin twice. He was arrested and placed in prison at the beginning of the Ukraine war because he spoke out against it, and was part of the largest Cold War prisoner exchange literally a year ago, August. and was swapped with some Russian prisoners and brought here to the U.S. So he now teaches here in the U.S. But he was part of a group of people that worked to enact some really critical international laws around Russia and the oligarchs and the way their money was being used, particularly and sheltered in the U.S. And so he was part of a treaty that no longer allowed that money to be sheltered here in the U.S.
He's lived quite the life.
Yeah, he has.
Glad that he's able to be here now.
Yes, yes. And I think one of the important things about the forum is we do want it to be about a lot of different things. And my hope is that you come for one and then you learn something from another one and you're like, I didn't know anything about that. But that is part of what we are trying to offer to the community of Jacksonville, an experience to experience things that you don't get every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how often are you going to hear from someone who's been poisoned by Putin twice in his life? Deepak
He's living
Chopra
to tell about it.
Right,
by the way.
absolutely.
Right.
Deepak Chopra was the one that Shad Khan moderated last year,
Yes.
and the night that he interviewed Liam, and he was just so enlightening. And
oh my gosh,
working in sports, I don't pay that much attention to other areas of life, obviously nearly as much as sports, and so it is great to go and have your horizons broadened.
Yeah, we have the Caitlin Clark one's October 29th, so just around the corner. We need to get our tickets for that one fast. The other two, you can go ahead if you are looking towards the other two events. You can go ahead and purchase those too, correct?
It's all as a series. So we sell the whole series, and we purposely keep the price low. You can get a general admission ticket that includes all three speakers for $250.
I don't know that you can get that kind of a deal other places.
I don't know. So you can go online. And then I will tell you, Jose Andres, most people won't realize he's just been on Yes Chef with Martha Stewart. He is the humanitarian that started World Central Kitchen, who's gone across the world into crisis situations, including the LA fires. He set up and fed a large portion of the displaced and rescue workers out there. But he's just an amazing person. Number of documentaries about him. And I think you guys will be really impressed if you can come and hear them all.
And who doesn't love hearing about food in general?
Yes,
too?
exactly. He truly believes food is what changes people's lives.
Yes.
So
I did want to mention, Kendra and Heather, it was so cool to see over the last few weeks all the attention that's been brought to Wolfson Children's Hospital through Josh Hines Allen, his family, Wesley, obviously just recently surviving and beating cancer. And so I feel like that's a positive momentum as well, that people maybe didn't know unless they listened to our show all the time, but didn't necessarily understand how important that facility is here for our kids.
Yes. Hugely important. We are so blessed to have that facility in the city of Jacksonville. I mean, it really, the technology that they have in the new NICU and just the hospital in general, it's top notch. It's amazing.
it changes everybody in the community's lives. I mean, our pediatricians are better. You don't have to travel for care, which for a lot of families is a big deal. If you have a child that needs something and you can get it local, that's life-changing.
Yeah. It certainly is. All right, thefloridaforum.com. And then do we want to mention any other fundraisers?
Well, we've got the First Coast Design Show coming up in December, and it is at the Prime Osborne Convention Center, December 5th through 7th. It is an unbelievable event full of designers, design vignettes, vendors from across the country, and we'd love to have everybody there.
All right, sounds good. Everybody get your tickets for both events right here, right now, and help go raise that money for the 1.5
And I think
million.
1010XL is going to have some giveaway tickets for all of these.
Excellent. We normally do, so I'm so glad to hear that. Kendra, Heather, thank you so much for coming in studio with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. More to do on the other side. It's 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels. Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
He talks, he listens, he tells stories only a coach could know.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on 1010XL.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here of Helmets and Heels. It's a sauce kind of football season with Chick-fil-A chicken strips. Each crispy, juicy bite only gets better when you choose your favorite sauces to dip into and create your own flavor combinations. Will it be sriracha and ranch, honey and buffalo, barbecue, and Chick-fil-A sauce with 21 different sauce pairings possible? It's easy to go on a flavor adventure. Order in a 4-count, 10-count, or in a catering tray. Get an order started today in the Chick-fil-A app and dip on in.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 8, 1956, Yankees pitcher Don Larson throws the only perfect game in postseason history in Game 5 of the World Series against the Dodgers.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We just made Kendra and Heather want some Chick-fil-A, so let's go ahead and give away some after
I should have given it to Kendra and Heather.
after Taylor's tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Sorry, ladies, we're holding out on you.
So I'm this tangent is a little bit of a complaint from some of national media this last week, and well, especially I guess it's since Monday, when they come out and everybody does their individual rankings, and it looks different for everybody, which it should at this point. Everybody has a different perspective of which games they've watched closer and how they feel of, how much they're evaluating injuries going into this and whatever the case may be. But I've seen multiple this last week where they have the Chiefs still ahead of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I just don't understand how you can have that at this point. When you look at just directly between win-loss records, when you look at the statistics, like even numbers, like statistics when it comes to team rushing yards, and when it comes to points being scored in the first 5 weeks, when it comes to defensive turnovers and things like that, the Jags are winning in all of those categories and head-to-head. And then you beat them on Monday night and at pretty much full strength. We know they didn't have Rashee Rice, but outside of that, it's a very healthy Kansas City Chiefs team. And I think that this is also a football team that wasn't even playing its absolute best football and still was able to beat the Chiefs. And so it's interesting to me, and some of them even have them on like different tiers. They'll tier it, and they still have the Chiefs in like tier 1 and the Jags in tier 3. And one of the ones I saw today is what made me think of it, because they have the like most elite group is on the top, and it's Packers, Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Rams. And then the next tier is Super Bowl aspirations, and it's Colts, Broncos, Chargers, Washington, Seattle, Texans, and Bucks. And then below that is could be good, maybe Jags, Niners, Steelers, Vikings, and Patriots. And so these are the ones that frustrate me because, and sometimes it's just click clickbait type of
right,
stuff, and you
right.
can tell the ones that are this. This one apparently it's like a computer system automated one. So this one's kind of weird, and it's like 5 objective NFL power rankings. The power rankings and the market derived team tiers is how they kind of separated it. But it just doesn't make sense to me how you can watch the first 5 weeks of football and say, especially the Texans, like as a team as a whole are better than the Jags right now. Some of these, yes, like I would put the Eagles, I would put the Bills, I'd put the Lions, I'd put the Bucks. Like some of those I get putting in tier 1, but having the Texans above the Jags, having the Chiefs 2 tiers above the Jags, it's just getting a little annoying.
And I thought this would stop, honestly, Tom, because, people don't always watch the Jags, but it was a game that was a standalone game on ESPN and national TV. And so I thought people would watch and be more excited about this team. Not necessarily more excited, but think this team is better.
We found a way to win. I mean, look, if you break it down, I mean, the Chiefs offense, they carved this up pretty good. I mean, Mahomes did what he had to do, and they were close. They also got a bunch of calls that nobody wants to talk about. I mean, the one interception, I watched that a bunch of times again. I'm
ridiculous.
just like, this is unbelievable. Even the pick for Kelsey's touchdown, that shouldn't be even if it's a rule, it should be a rule. That's absolutely, he totally picked the guy. So, look, you can break it down. We're happy because we won, right? Without Devin's interception, do we win? I don't know. You know what I mean?
But
Maybe
that's
not.
part of the fabric of this.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But they're thinking, look, it's an offensive-minded, fan base, right? Like how much we put up a bunch of points, but offensively, what are we doing offensively, and what are they doing offensively? And look, our defense was bend, don't break. They came up with the big plays when they had to. They also gave up a lot of plays. I could see look. When we beat San Fran, what do you think San Fran was thinking? Damn, we let one get away. Kansas City's thinking the same thing, but that's the NFL because we felt that way last year and years in the past. So, look, at the end of the day, is it sustainable? We believe it is because of Liam Cohen, Baselli, and Gladstone are in place, and they have the right players. For the rest of the league, we got to prove it to them, and it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. That's ridiculous. We're not behind the Texans. I mean, come on. That must be one of those dumb computers, not one of those smart computers. Must be one of those dumb ones. But that doesn't make any sense. But that's why Liam is saying it. Even though we're 4-1, nobody really believes it. So it's a powerful thing. Like, let's use that and show them again. Seattle's a good team. Are they better than us? No, they're not better than us. But we got to go out there and beat them on Sunday to show that these past 2 games weren't flukes, that weren't luck, that weren't just happy the ball goes our way. Maybe it was fate. That's what people don't know. We don't know at this point 5 games in the season. Is that fate? Is it luck? Is it a little bit of both? I don't know. We don't know.
Good teams get lucky.
That's right.
As we know. By the way, Liam Cohen earlier today, we can play the clip later, but I don't want to say we're the most pissed off 4-1 team, but there's definitely some feelings in the building knowing we haven't played our best 60 minutes of football. There's still some meat left on the bone. And so I think that's how we're all approaching it.
Yeah.
But better to be from this vantage point with 4 wins already under your belt, 1 loss, and learning from winning football games.
Than being 1-4 and being like, well, we've been close.
Right. And then, we would obviously approach it in that regard as this organization still doesn't know how to win close games.
Yeah.
He's keeping them humble, which is a good
Absolutely.
thing.
And I think the quarterback is doing the same thing, which I love.
They should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you want to get a chuckle out of these, though, the bottom says it's like mostly bad, completely bad, and then unfathomably, how do you say that word? Unfathomably bad.
Supposedly.
But the Tennessee Titans are in
There's
that
a D,
one.
not a B.
I
know. Everybody says it like that, though.
But the Tennessee Titans are in that
There
one.
we
so
go.
Oh, yeah, of
we can
course.
just have fun with that.
Although they did get a win, so there's that in crazy fashion. All right, we've got lunch to give away for all those who are craving Chick-fil-A.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 2, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
I love it. All right, Jaguars today had a Seattle beat reporter on earlier today, and he had an interesting comment when it comes to one Trevor Lawrence, so we'll let you hear that comment on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Florida Gators football. Gators! The Gators bring swamp style to the Lone Star State.
Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it.
Florida, Texas A&M, Saturday at 7 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit NimnickChevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, Jackson's more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. Hey, this is Tom McManus, former Jaguar. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated, and we are J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coil Fencing. Coil has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coil has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coil Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. Coil Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No one knows how awful it is to get injured more than me, and especially if it's because of someone's negligence. Hey, this is Tom McManus. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. It's Pound Law. That's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death, it doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys, $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team that I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan for the people. .com.
Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Friday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL's Gator Bites podcast wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Get paid to lose weight in a paid obesity research study with Encore Research. If you're 18 or older with a BMI of 27 or more, you may qualify. No insurance required, no cost to you. Enroll at EncoreDocs.com or call 904-732-6669.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. The Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers began their quest to hoist the Stanley Cup for the third consecutive season last night, taking down the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 with goals from Jesper Bokvist, AJ Greer, and Carter Verhaeghe. They'll be at home tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against the Philadelphia Flyers. It's 85 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. So much to do on this Wednesday afternoon. And right now I have a fun fact for you that has come into Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
I love fun facts. Seahawks cornerback Darian Kendrick began his collegiate career at Clemson as a wide receiver. During his freshman season in 2018, he appeared in 15 games and recorded 15 catches for 210 yards, catching passes from Trevor Lawrence. Wow. In 2019, he switched positions to cornerback and earned a starting job. Then he transferred schools to Georgia. At 2021, he won his second national championship playing on the same defense as Trayvon Walker.
Wow.
So
look at that.
Very interesting
familiarity there.
connection.
He likes to just ring hop, I guess.
You got that right. I would, though, and I put this out there to the universe, we do not need Darian Kendrick catching any passes from Trevor Lawrence in
that would
this
not
game
be good.
on Sunday. Right. And let's hope that his
He
former teammate in Trayvon Walker is going to be playing.
Yeah, he knows how to catch Trevor's passes. So let's hope he does it this weekend.
That is exactly what I am saying. All right, so earlier today, and every Wednesday, Jaguars Today is going to interview a beat reporter from the opposing team that's upcoming. So earlier today, they interviewed Ian Furness, and Tony Smith asked him what's Seattle's biggest advantage over the Jaguars, and here is Ian's answer.
Where do you think Seattle's biggest advantage potentially will be in the matchup against the Jags on Sunday?
Quarterback. Simple quarterback. Your guy's not very good.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I think the whole league knows that. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but I mean, I don't know. He's an odd dude, man. Like there's so much there you'd think, but I don't know. I think Sam's a little bit better right now, and I'm Lawrence has just got to be an enigma for you guys, isn't he? Like, he's got to drive you guys crazy at times. He wins a big game, but boy, just as easily he could have lost that game the other day. And your defense is scary. Like, there's no doubt. Like, that's a big time defense. I think watching Monday night, we all watched with great anticipation up here. If you guys didn't get Kansas City Chiefs a few times on some calls, I'm still trying to figure out how that wasn't pass interference at one point. You probably win that game going away, but I think Darnold's just playing at an elite level right now. I think he's playing, and we're tucked up here in the Northwest. I mean, I appreciate you guys calling me today. Most people think we're in Alaska, and ever since the Legion of Boom left, it's like the Seahawks are off the radar, and Darnold kind of got washed away in New York. I'm telling you guys, watching him and Baker Mayfield go toe to toe in the second half the other night was unreal. I think they combined for five incompletions in the second half, and they each threw about 20 passes in the second half. And one of those was the interception at the end that went off a helmet. So Darnold's playing at a high level.
So he glosses over the interception that Sam Darnold throws. But, yeah basically wanted to play that because he said Trevor's not good. And we know the flaws that Trevor has, but I don't know that you can say after watching Monday night that he's not good.
You could say he's a great competitor and gritty as heck, and that last drive was absolutely phenomenal. Let me ask you this, in unbiased as we can. If we weren't in Jacksonville, what would we say about Trevor Lawrence?
So I was thinking about this.
If you didn't know him, you didn't watch him, you didn't go to practice, you're just watching from afar, you see him, you hear about him.
He has the fifth most rushing touchdowns as far as quarterbacks are concerned in the NFL since 2021 behind Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray. So I do think that the mobility of Trevor would be something that, again, taking bias out, the mobility if we were the Seahawks, we would be worried about Trevor using his legs, which here in Jacksonville, we've seen him be able to do that now for years, and we love when he does it. But I think, we would also say this guy sometimes makes some boneheaded decisions. But I don't think the interception, to your point earlier, Tom, against the Chiefs, I don't think that's on Trevor.
Call.
No, that's a bad call. But he has had interceptions that we
were
think
on him.
Why would you throw that football, especially in years past in the red zone? But I think yeah, he still does at times not have the situational awareness, and that's what his head coach has been drilling into his head since he got here.
I mean, look, we see him and we know that he can be good. I mean, there are times where he's really good. That last drive, he was good. I mean, he threw some really nice balls. There are times where he's not very good, and we could see it. It's just interesting. I mean, I look, he's thrown the ball going over the line twice this year.
Yep, past the line of scrimmage.
If you don't even watch, you're just like, what? What's the fifth-year quarterback going over like twice? How does he not know he's over the line of scrimmage?
Like way over the line.
Like way over the line. Like so. Look, again, I'm not trying to defend this guy. He doesn't really know. I don't think he's really watching like we watch. He's probably looking at the stats a little bit. And yeah, the stats were a lot better against Kansas City. Prior to that, not that great. I mean, we say drops. They don't care about drops. They're like, they're incomplete passes as far as they're concerned.
Or they blame Trevor for the drops.
Yeah, I mean, and look, again, I think Trevor is a guy that you can absolutely win with. I hope he can continue to get better. Again, those dimes he dropped in the end, I'd like to see more of those, and I think those patterns are really up his alley. Especially the out route. He throws that beautifully and has. But again, it just goes back to what Liam's saying. It's us against everybody. We're 4-1, but nobody really believes us. The national media is probably like, you kind of got lucky with the Chiefs. Mahomes did this, or you got a lucky call, or blah, blah, blah. And we're sitting there going, no, that's not right. We were down 14-0.
Yeah.
We came back to tie it, and then we went ahead, and they went ahead, and then we came back. And to sit there and say we're not a gritty, tough team is crazy.
After, by the way, the Jaguars had only trailed Taylor 18 seconds, obviously, to the Bengals, and then they were down 3-0 at the end of the first quarter against the 49ers on the road there. So they had only really trailed by 3 points to Tom's point to then come back and score 21 unanswered.
Yeah, there are a few things on this to me. Number one, I think that it's weird to say he's not good, just straight up say he's not good.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I do think that it is to you asking the question, Tommy, the national perspective. I think that media fan-wise around the NFL, they think Trevor's just a guy. And I think because the way that last season went, like everybody's going to talk about, okay, you've been in the NFL this X amount of years, and why is certain things still not clicking? The games they're watching, they're probably seeing the roller coaster of what is Trevor Lawrence, and they're not if you're not here, you're not understanding everything that's been going on the last 4 years of why we think some of these things haven't progressed, and then also what we've seen within the first 5 weeks of what we feel like has improved and what they had to change when it comes to mechanics. They're not talking about all of that stuff, so I don't think you can they really know, and so they're just looking from the outside. If you look at the box score, or if you watch a game or two and you're like, oh, there's another pick, there's another throw beyond the line of scrimmage, there's another overthrow, like that's what those type of people are going to focus on. When it comes to Sam Darnold, and I heard a lot of people and saw on the text line earlier, a lot of people were like, are you joking? He saw ghosts last time he was here in Jacksonville and blah, blah, blah. This Sam Darnold is a very different Sam Darnold that was here that year when it was just he was massacred. He threw 3 picks that game. It was terrible, and it was very ugly. I think Sam Darnold has very much matured as a player, as a human being in the NFL. He's right now, if you look at just their numbers this year, his completion percentage is significantly higher than Trevor Lawrence. It's 73.1 compared to 60 for Trevor. He has over 1,200 yards compared to Trevor's just over 1,000. His yards per attempt is 9.3. Trevor's is 6.3. He has 9 touchdowns, 3 picks to Trevor's 6 and 5. So people that are just going to look at that are going to say that Sam Darnold is playing better football right now than Trevor Lawrence. And you add the rushing, and it changes it a little bit because Trevor does have 86 yards, and Sam Darnold, he only has 3 attempts rushing. Sam Darnold's not somebody that's going to run on you and use his legs at all. So I get if you're Seattle, the only thing you are comparing there is what he's done for you this year. They're not talking about what he did in Carolina or what he did with the New York Jets. They're talking about the Sam Darnold that they have in Seattle right now, and they believe he's one of the best quarterbacks, and statistically he is right now in the NFL. So I can get this guy saying we think that Sam Darnold's better than Trevor. I get that completely. I don't get saying Trevor's not a good quarterback.
Yeah. And by the way, Sam Darnold, when he came here last year, was playing against a horrific Jaguars defense, like literally the worst in all of the NFL in passing. Sam Darnold and the Vikings scored 12 points with Kevin O'Connell calling plays. So that's why I think, too, Jaguars fans are like, wait a minute, we saw this guy in person. Yeah. And if you want to say not good for a game, but I think if you look overall at their careers, they're just vastly different. Yeah. But I also don't know that this Ian Furness guy was necessarily trying to say something that he only believed because he threw in too. Like, everyone knows that around the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's also buying into that narrative.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, around the NFL, he has not lived up to his draft pick. He's not lived up to his status at all. We like him, and we like what he did the other night. But even if you take it, throughout the season so far, Trevor's been okay. He's not lighting it up. I mean, he's not like there are problems sometimes, but then there's some really good things like we've seen throughout his career. I mean, he will make those great throws, and then he'll make these decisions where you're like, why are you throwing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So I can guide again. But here's the thing again. It's like when people bash our city. They don't know. So I don't even listen to them. Like, who cares what I mean, you gotta interview people. I didn't mean it like that. But some guy thinks he's not good. Well, you know what, look, Sam Darnold, I think, is underappreciated in the NFL. I do think Sam Darnold is a pretty good quarterback, but I also think when you rattle him, he goes way south. One thing about Trevor, he doesn't. He's pretty gritty when it comes to that. And I think what we've seen on Monday night, which I hope we see more of, is that running. Taking off and running. It can make so much of your game be so much better. But
what
again,
if Sam Darnold has Trayvon Walker rushing at him with the club on his hand on Sunday?
It's like,
and then Josh hangs on the
I'd
other
be
side.
scared too. Like, here he comes with that weapon. But, again, and you're right. Sam Darnold's played pretty good football so far. And Trevor's been okay. He's, I know we all like to say it's a drops. Sometimes incomplete passes aren't drops. They're just
there's ups
incomplete.
and downs, though, and some bad throws for every quarterback.
Yeah,
if you watch
totally,
every quarterback closely, you can't say it's just one. There are, again, Patrick Mahomes in front of Trevor Lawrence on his field threw a pick six that went 99 yards.
Right.
And if Trevor had done that, we know what the story would be. All right. Speaking of good quarterbacks, Marcel Reed and Texas A&M, they play host to Florida on Saturday. We will chat with Tony Catalina. All things Aggies on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get in the huddle with 1010XL's QB.
All right, guys, let's make a play for 1010XL.
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here. I can tell you why Closets by Design has over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, because they do such a great job. We are already working on upgrading our laundry room since our closet design and install was so seamless. Goodbye clutter and hello organization. They can do the same for you as they create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When someone excels in and out of the classroom, we should celebrate it.
That's why 1010XL brings you the Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, tuned up by
the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. You know me. I don't mess around when it comes to taking care of business. Well, if your plumbing or AC company is giving you excuses, it's time to make a trade. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. They're the trusted partner for some of the biggest commercial names in Northeast Florida. Their office team keeps billing smooth, and their field techs show up ready to fix the problem, fast and right. Bring in the starters with Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit MorganConleyRoofing.org.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800. Or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life. And I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
This Wednesday afternoon is flying by. I suppose when the team around these parts is 4-1, every day is just a party here in Duval. All right, we are efforting to get Tony Catalina to join us, who covers Texas A&M. I saw that A&M has one of the best offensive lines in all of the country, so certainly Florida's depleted defensive line is going to have a lot of work to do on Saturday. That A&M stadium, I've never been, but I've heard that the press box
shakes.
Yeah, and you can feel the stadium moving when you're in it. Yeah,
wow. I heard Frank telling that story one time about how, because the press box is up right above one of the areas where I want to say the student section must be right below there, and Frank was saying you can feel it shaking, moving.
Wow,
yeah.
that's exciting but scary at the same time.
You are absolutely
cool atmosphere, but I'd be a little worried.
Yeah, I saw A&M is favored by 7.5, and that doesn't surprise me based off of the fact that they're 5-0. Taylor, you certainly saw A&M up close and personal. With Notre Dame. That was a shootout, is what that game was,
which I was not expecting.
Right.
I thought it was going to be a defensive, not as much as last year, because last year it was so low scoring. But I mean, that it was more so run the ball, have the defenses make big plays. So I was expecting a little more scoring, but it was way higher than what I thought it was going to be.
41-40.
Yeah,
was it?
41-40.
Wow, unbelievable.
All right, let's go out to the Checkmate Coatings phone line and say hello to Tony Catalina. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me. Thanks again.
Absolutely. All right, so I saw Mike Elko said that he thinks Florida is far and away the most talented team that A&M has faced so far. No, I guess, shot at necessarily Notre Dame or Mississippi State or anything like that, but certainly a credit to what Billy Napier has roster-wise, although we know Florida has not played up to its potential. But what did you think about Elko's comments?
I mean, I think there's some merit towards it, right? I think DJ Lagway, when he's firing on all cylinders, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country, and obviously there's talent across the board, offense and defense, and obviously we've seen kind of that be put together last week against the Texas Longhorns. So I think Mike Elko understands if that version of Florida comes into Kyle Field, that's a team that can beat them. So I don't think it's far-fetched for him to even say something like that.
Tony, coming from a Notre Dame fan, I'd like a rematch now that CJ Carr's kind of settled into things, but that's a different story. When it comes to Florida, though, different vibes this week than it was 2 weeks ago, because obviously we saw Billy Napier getting booed at the Swamp not long ago, and then now beating Texas at home. It's definitely a little bit different of a feel. I don't know if Florida fans know, because they get how to feel, because they kind of want Billy gone, but at the same time, obviously, you always want your program and your team to win. But what is the mindset coming from A&M and how they are viewing this team right now, coming off a win of Texas?
Yeah, I think they have their attention. Coming off a win like that, obviously beating Texas and finding a way to get that done is obviously worthy of your attention there. But beforehand, Mike Elko is a coach that he's never going to take a team lightly. It doesn't matter the record. He understands that when you play in the SEC, every week is going to be a battle, and I think he expects nothing less. This is a Florida team that, like we mentioned, has a good running back, has a quarterback that can make plays, a defense that can get after the quarterback. It's two offensive linemen and an offensive line group that can protect the quarterback. So when you look at it every step of the way, you say there's nothing about this feels like it should be taken lightly, and I don't think Mike and his guys are going to do that.
Mike, great to have you on Tony, great to have you on the show. When you look at your team, man, you guys got a quarterback, you guys got a running back, you guys got some guys to get down the field. How are you going to attack this Florida defense, do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, early in the year, they were showing that they can throw the football around the field, and obviously Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion, big play guys who can, find the ball and get space and find the end zone. But, coming into the season, a lot of people thought, hey, this is going to be a run-first team. They're going to pound the rock with Le'Veon Moss. And, they had 7 returning offensive linemen, 4 guys who had ran the football, coming back. So I think that the short answer is they can do multiple things, right? I think if one team decides they're going to try to take away the passing game, they're comfortable running the ball and vice versa. So testament to the way they built this team and put this team together in the portal. But I think it's hard to try to pinpoint one way to stop A&M, and I think that's how they like it.
How do you think the fans feel about the A&M football program in general? You've got, obviously, this fan base that I feel like has been disappointed year after year. They start off so great, and then it eventually ends up with only 8 wins. How do they feel about Mike Elko and where he's taking this program?
I mean, they're anxious, right? I think anytime you get this point where you're 5-0 and everybody's talking well about you, right? You're a good football team. You're a top 5 team. It comes with nerves because, like you said, the shoe has dropped before, and it's dropped before many times. But I think they understand, or at least they hope, that this year can be different. Now, they haven't, been 6-0 in 20 years, right? It's been a while since they found a way to get this point. But taking it game by game, I think they try to enjoy the process as much as fans can. But I think starting with your Notre Dame Fighting Irish, winning that game on the road and finding a way to get that done, and then taking care of Auburn after losing them to last year, those are just tangible things that they've proven that they can improve from in last year. So beat Notre Dame, beat Auburn, they've kind of checked some boxes, but taking a game at a time, I think fans are a little anxious, or a little more anxious than probably this team and this program is.
Well, I can tell A&M fans, though, Clemson was there as a program. Clemsoning was a thing, and then eventually they were able to get over the hump, win 2 national championships. So it can be done out there.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, the way you look at it, right, they said some of the things that they had to see was Marcel Reed had to take a step forward. He's clearly done that. They needed to find some weapons on the outside that helps and complements their running game. It feels like they've done that. Defensively, they're more productive, getting after the quarterback. They have veterans at the secondary and the linebacker spot. So it's very hard to look at this roster and say, hey, it's devoid of talent. And I think they did a great job putting it together, and it's only year 2 of this program.
Tony, a Mike Elko moment I enjoyed a couple weeks ago because he threw a little shade at Brian Kelly, which I always have a little fun with. But he got a little snippy with media asking certain questions, and he was kind of like, we're 4-0, at that time 4-0. Can we enjoy this for a little bit? It's the first time since 2016. But what is the Mike Elko experience like? I call the Billy Napier experience kind of boring because he talks very slow. Everything just seems kind of boring in my opinion. I'm not a Florida fan. But what is the Elko experience like?
Yeah, he's funny. Obviously, I understand why that got attention, and rightfully so. But Mike's relationship with us in the media it's a good one. He's a funny guy. He likes to poke fun at us, and he's not shy about it. I'll give you a quick example. Obviously, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a Red Sox fan, and he's from New Jersey. He's a Yankees fan. He makes sure when he sees me wearing a Red Sox hat, he makes a comment about it. When Yankees knocked out the Red Sox, he was the first person to point a ha-ha at me. So no, he's a good guy. He's funny, but I think in that moment he just wanted everyone to be like, hey, like, we're 4-0, we're playing well, things are going well. Like, let's talk about that. And I think that was more of like a playful banter than probably just us getting scoring there.
Tony, we saw Florida's offense wake up a bit against Texas last week. Lagway had a nice day. They ran the ball. How do you think Texas A&M's defense will hold up? They're giving up about 21 points a game. How are they going to attack this Lagway-led offense of the Gators?
It's a great question. I think they're at the best point in time to answer that question. I mean, their best two defensive performances have been over the last 2 weeks. They're averaging 9.5 points in the last two games. Obviously, the Notre Dame, 40 points is blowing that number up to a big amount. But as far as this defense can play, it's played its best two performances. They've shored up things in the back end. They're a lot more tight in zone coverage. I think man coverage, they're understanding it and just being able to play that better. The run defense is something that's obviously continuing to be a work in progress, and obviously you have a back there who can make plays. He's shifty. He, very rarely does the first guy bring him down. So I think they're gonna. It's a great test. I think in the passing game, I feel pretty good about it. But if Florida stays committed to the run game, that's a guy that's gonna be able to test this Aggies front.
Yeah, Florida certainly has multiple guys that are really good as far as running backs go, but Jaden Baugh is certainly the leader of that group. I think the receivers, Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown III, as far as the true freshmen, are also a lot to handle. All right, let's talk about NIL dollars. Everyone has, I feel like all season, spoke so much about the fact that Texas Tech spent all this money on their team. But I have to believe A&M's probably, around $17 million as far as NIL for this season, and that's a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, the figures are, kind of shaky.
Right.
What they actually are, we don't know. But, as big as this program is and as big and popular as it is, I don't think they're hurting to find players and to spend money if they like. I will say to their credit, though, from their plan and talking to people is their plan wasn't to just throw money at the highest rated guy. They were really looking for fits. They were looking for guys that fit into their culture, fit into their program, people that kind of worked with what they were looking to do. And, some of their biggest players and best players this season were transfer portal additions. Mario Craver, Casey Concepcion, the cornerbacks, Julian Humphrey they brought in, Jordan Shaw's making plays, in nickel spots. So they attacked spots, they've attacked it, and they did it with a purpose. And obviously the money is there, but they were trying to be wise with it.
We were talking, Tony, right before you came on about we heard that at the stadium, the press box, when during games, you can actually feel it moving, like swaying. Have you experienced that?
Oh, 100%. That's legitimate. If you're coming, and I hope everybody gets a chance to go check it out because Kyle Field is a unique experience. You get a warning. They tell you several times this thing is going to sway, and when they come out to power to start the game, if there's a big third down, you literally are swaying. So I hope you're ready for that.
Tony, how does Mike Elko feel about the portal changes with that second, portal?
Being eliminated?
Yeah, being eliminated. Sorry. Thank you, Lauren. How does he feel about all that?
Yeah, he's been vocal about how he feels about the portal. I think he appreciates just the clearness of it, right? If we can get to one spot where this is understood, it doesn't affect this season, it doesn't bleed into the next, into recruiting. He appreciates and understands that it's an imperfect science, but he needs some common sense. Or I think I'm paraphrasing. I don't want to speak for him, but he likes the idea of having common sense when it comes to this, making sure that players still play. And these teams can stay together as a unit while the rest of everything gets sorted out.
Well, Tony, Taylor calls Billy Napier's experience, the Billy Napier experience, boring. I call it Jekyll and Hyde. So we shall see which Florida team takes the field at Kyle Field on Saturday. But we so appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
right. Thank you.
A&M has a ton of playmakers.
Oh,
yeah.
A ton. You
Yeah,
certainly
I saw
know that.
them.
Yeah, you certainly know that well. All right, more to do on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play on Bishop Kenny football.
The Crusaders march to St. Augustine for a Friday night fight against the Falcons. Bishop Kenny Menendez at 7 on 92.5 FM.
Welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Michael Tousell in Jacksonville at 904-425-4100.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. This sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese, topped with 3 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato, and the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or with the original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait. It's only here for a short time. Stop by your Jacksonville Chick-fil-A locations and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Clogged drains happen when grease, soap, hair, and debris build up over time. Even tree roots can invade your pipes. All this leads to the annoying water pooling in your sink or tub. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining has the tools and know-how to clear stubborn clogs and keep them from coming back. Don't ignore a slow drain. It could lead to bigger problems. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
The Alhambra Theater and Dining brings you an evening of wonderful food and live theater and fun. October 9th through November 16th, come enjoy the award-winning musical from Charles Dickens' final unfinished novel, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, an interactive show where the audience gets to choose the ending. The Mystery of Edwin Drood promises to be an entertaining night for you, family, and friends. Get tickets at alhambrajacks.com. alhambrajacks.com.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, how does a diamond or piece of jewelry have its price authenticated by an independent appraisal?
Frank, simply put, there's a difference between a selling price and an appraisal value. In the estate and auction business, you almost always see a new replacement price put on an old used piece. But when you have a new piece with a higher replacement price, you have to wonder why somebody would sell you something for a lot less than it's worth, unless maybe it's not worth what they said. Let me tell you a story about what happened at Underwoods the other day. We were putting into stock a 1-carat diamond that had an EGL report on it. When we opened the report, we found a separate appraisal for the diamond by the Universal Gemological Services, which, by the way, is owned by that laboratory. They appraised the diamond loose for $7,230, which we found interesting because the diamond was in our stock at $5,100. I can honestly say that that diamond wouldn't sell anywhere for $7,230, so that type of appraisal is worthless.
That's Underwoods, where they make it a point to know the truth about diamonds and jewelry at San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric, and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Time to cool down. I feel like the more, and we'll get more into, we don't have a show tomorrow and I'm off Friday, so I will not be able to talk more about the Seattle Jags game with you guys. But I feel like when we talk about the debate between Trevor Lawrence, there's always going to be, until I feel like, unless you just get that Trevor where you're like, yep, this is what everyone said, generational elite. And that's the problem, is they tied that word onto him when he was being drafted. So as Tommy said, that's just the expectations of what you thought you were going to get, I think, is always going to make people even more critical than maybe they should be at times. And even our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures today, has been so back and forth of like some people defending Trevor, some people very much like he's getting paid $200 million million guaranteed. He needs to be better than a $50 million guaranteed quarterback that Sam Darnold is. You know, someone sent in another text saying Monday's game was the most eyes on Trevor in a long time. The whole country saw him throw a ball when past the line of scrimmage, multiple delay of games, and pick his nose on national TV. I get why people might not be high on him. So I think that we've used that word polarizing, and maybe it's too intense, but I do think that because of where Trevor was drafted, because of that generational name linked to him, this conversation, I don't know if it will ever really go away unless he wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and just continues to play better. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, if he plays a little bit better, all this talk will go away. I mean, and again, you could look from afar and make certain, comments about his play, and you're probably not that impressed. You'd be like, yeah, he's all right. He's not terrible. He's not great. He's somewhere in between. The only way you change that narrative is by playing better. We like to give him a lot, not we, but our because we're fans. We give him every excuse in the book. I'm sure other teams do the same thing for their QB, but we have. And
If
at the
they
end
like
of the
them.
day,
Yeah.
it's somewhere in the middle. Like I always say, the truth's always somewhere in the middle. But I think what he's shown, and the team is showing, that they are different this year. So I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. I never believed in the, Urban wasn't, you forget that year. No, he still played a lot of football in that year. He learned a lot in that year. A lot of bad stuff, but he's still learning. He's played a lot of football to continue to make the mistakes that he makes, in my opinion. He shouldn't be making those small mistakes.
Mhm.
Now, overall, I'll take Trevor Lawrence's play this year for now. It's good. I mean, it's good. They're winning. He's helping them win. He's having gritty performances. They're not perfect, but he's making plays when he has to. His receivers are making more plays for him. They're getting more comfortable. We've said this before. When the offense clicks, we're going to be a tough out. We're going to be a tough team for people to beat because we've got a good defense. We've got a nasty O-line. We've got a running game. And once that passing game comes to really fruition, to where it's really clicking, like some of those throws the other night, man, we should be a really tough team to beat. But it is going to come down to 16. He's got to play consistently better. And that doesn't mean here and there. That means, because what have we seen? Even last week, we saw what we've seen the past 4 or 5 years. Some
Yeah, I
really
think
good, some like
Monday night was better, I think, over the operation of the offense overall, outside of, yes, there were some delay of games, and you can put a lot of that on Trevor. I still think there's some sort of communication glitch between Liam Cohen getting the play call in and Trevor Lawrence receiving the play call, and I don't know where the blame goes, but it is taking at times too long for sure.
I do notice at least the second, I want to say third quarter, he was audible in a ton. It almost felt like every play he was audible in. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, sometimes the plays work, sometimes they didn't work. But a lot of times when he audibles, there's not enough time to get the play off.
Right.
You see the clock going
Right.
down.
Yeah, it's already on like 7
kill,
seconds.
Kill. There's like 7. You're like, wait a minute, you don't have time to kill it. Like,
yeah.
you gotta,
It was like,
you
we're
gotta do
good.
it
You're
early.
not.
Yeah.
But 1 second.
But that's minimal. I don't think that's that's minimal thing.
It's-
That's
yeah.
not a massive thing.
I think for me, I'd like to have a quarterback that has all the physical tools and also the mental side of things is there, that situational awareness, that high football IQ. That's where I think he struggles, but I think having all the physical tools, that's God-given.
Yeah.
And so the working hard, the studying in the playbook extra, the understanding of football in general, watching football even when you're not playing football, like all that other stuff, that is taught, right? And can be learned. So at least I'll sit here and say I think that he has
learnable things.
He has things that he can improve.
It's not like he's too short. His hands are too small. He
Correct.
can't run.
He can't,
like
it's not like, his arm. I mean, by the way, Patrick Mahomes' Hail Mary, so to speak, at the end of the game, it didn't go nearly as far as I thought it would.
go. I know.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to throw it like 200 yards the way he wound up with it.
I know. I really thought that was going to go much farther. But so that's where when people say he's a bust, that's where I immediately go, hold on. I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
And I do understand it's year 5. I totally get that. And doing a radio show 5 years into it, you're obviously going to be better than year 1. But I am interested to see how the rest, obviously, of the season goes. But also year 2 in Liam Cohen's system, year 3 in Liam Cohen's system. I do think that matters. The terminology, the footwork, the mechanics, all of that. That again, Patrick Mahomes has been in the same system his entire football career.
Yeah, and I also want to remind, it took Sam Darnold until year 7 in the NFL. Granted, he was traveling. He was on 4 different teams before he made it to Minnesota and could get under Kevin O'Connell and really feel like he was being taught and developed and learning things in the NFL. You get a couple weapons in Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and things slow down a little bit, I think. And so I don't know if there's quite the time limit. I do think the right place and the right coaching does factor into so many of these quarterbacks, whether they make it or not. And so if you have the faith in Liam Cohen and his offense and Brian Thomas Jr. and now De'Ami Brown and Travis Hunter being added on both sides and the run game that has been fixed and the offensive line, then you have to say, okay, then Trevor Lawrence is going to be able to develop and get better under this system because it just takes those right things for it to work. Patrick Mahomes came into a very good place, and we always go to Patrick Mahomes. He's incredible, and he has multiple Super Bowls. He came into a very stable environment. They were already winning 11, 12 games the years before him with Alex Smith, Andy Reid's there. You already have a very stable, well-drafted, they know how to work free agency. Things were already in place when he had to take over. He didn't get thrown onto a team that had won almost no games the year before and had a coach that had never coached in the NFL in the first season. So you do have to factor that stuff in.
Yeah, to Tom's point as far as the being in the middle. Yeah, I'm not ever going to sit on this show and say Trevor Lawrence this season is going to be able to win this team a Super Bowl. Like this year, I've seen enough. I don't necessarily believe that yet. I think that he has a ways to go. But I absolutely do not think that there are a ton of other quarterbacks that I would take over Trevor Lawrence, including Sam Darnold. I would keep Trevor Lawrence, and I would not take Sam Darnold over Trevor. But obviously, the reason we, of course, are talking about it is because of the certain issues he's had all season long, but also we had that Seattle beat reporter's comments, Ian Fornes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sam Darnold's got all the physical tools, too.
Yeah.
He's got a great arm. He's very athletic. He's fast enough. He's a big enough guy. But, he's had his struggles over time. It's a hard position to play. I think as far as being in Liam Cohen's system, that should be a benefit for Trevor because nobody really knows him in this system. The next year is going to be when we figure out the fit in the system because after they get you on film, they're going to figure you out, and then you're going to have to combat that game plan to beat that game plan. It's almost like rookie quarterbacks. Their second year, everyone's like, okay, now let's see. And we see them go up. We see them go down. I think for a guy like Mahomes, listen, if you're in a system long enough, it becomes your system. New England was Brady's system. I mean, it wasn't New England's system. It was Brady's system.
Sure.
He ran everything. He knew everything. He knew where to go with the football pre-snap. He knew where to escape. He knew, you just after time, where these things are at. So hopefully with Liam and Trevor, they can build that long-term thing. So we're talking about this year 3 or 4, and you're like, Trevor's just in his zone, man. He's got it all down. He knows exactly what's going on. I don't think he knows exactly what's going on in the system yet. I think that's why we do see a lot of audibles, because things like he sees something, he's like, I don't like it.
I don't even know that play call.
Yeah, let's go over here. Kill. We're okay. Hey, we're everybody good. But it's a work in progress. I think with, at the end of the day, the outside noise, just keep it out of on the outside because I know this. The players in the locker room love Trevor Lawrence, and he's their leader, and they're going to follow him, and they're going to fight for him, and he's a gritty son of a gun. I'll give that kid, the young man, all that and more. He's a tough hombre, and you need to be tough to play quarterback, especially when things aren't going well. And look, he figured it out on Monday night. Can he continue to figure it out week in and week out? And that's what we're going to find out.
We need to play some nitty-gritty dirt band around here. All the times Gritty gets mentioned. All right, who's today's pest of the day? We will do that on the other side. It's always brought to you by Terminix. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels. Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Everyone deserves to feel safe and valued. I'm Heather Quick, owner and attorney at Florida Women's Law Group. We're committed to supporting women affected by domestic violence. With essential legal advocacy and support, we help them regain their strength and independence. If you or someone you know needs help, we're here. Together, we can create a safer, brighter future. Visit FloridaWomen'sLawGroup.com or call 904-204-2359. Divorce for women, by women. Offices, Jacksonville.
Legends of the Billy Joel Band, the Lords of 52nd Street, performing the hits you know and love from Billy Joel. Got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close. October 16th at Florida Theater, featuring Liberty DeVito, Russell Chavers, and Richie Cannata. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
The Lords of 52nd Street.
Say goodbye, my baby.
Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
Hey, Jaguar fans, Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. It's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watch it from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with a Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Here's hoping for a raise the roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
Hey, Hickett here. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks. Man, it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on any of our football teams this football season. Think about it, man. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. You know how to play it. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you cash in. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code 1010XL, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks, man. Have a lot of fun this football season. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is JJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers, they'll do it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
We go together. I'm sure this person has been the Terminix Pest of the Day in the past. As always, brought to you by Terminix. Find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX. They take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town because they do such a great job like they do at our house. So Trent Baalke is today's Pest of the Day because if you look at the Jaguars' last few draft classes, they don't have a lot of guys even on this team anymore, as we know, as we well know, I should say. The only Jaguars rookies that have not contributed to help this team start 4-1 are the ones that are injured. Every other one has contributed. So you look at Wyatt Milam, he hasn't played yet because he has the knee injury, but he has been practicing. So we potentially will see him in the near future. Caleb Bransell had the season-ending injury and was on IR with the foot injury.
Right.
And then Jalen McLeod, he was on IR but designated to return with a lower body injury. So I do wonder if we'll also see Jalen McLeod at some points in time this season. But we were saddled with draft classes before that those guys not only didn't just get on the field, they also now are no longer even on the team in order to contribute. Guy like Javon Foster, for instance. So Trent Baalke is today's Pest of the Day, and James Gladstone, you get the A+ so far.
Yeah.
As far as being
Let's call him Stones. I think it's a good nickname for him.
Stones?
Just Stones. Yeah, he's got stones. He's doing a good job.
Very bold.
I mean, look, they said that
trade up to draft.
they
Tyler
gutted
Smith.
this team. They kept all the strong pillars. They kept the bones.
Yep.
But they got rid of the fat. They trimmed the fat pretty darn good, man. No doubt about that.
Stones, like you got balls? Is
Yeah.
that- okay.
She just loves to say that word. Let's be honest. All right.
Cojones.
I just wanted to make sure I was like
Cojones.
getting
Yes, I got it. All right, get it, James Gladstones. Yeah,
Stones,
we all get
right.
it. All right,
Yeah.
time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
My takeaway today is who gives two craps what anybody outside this market has to say about our team or about our city? Because deep down, they don't really know. They're not here every day. They're not checking it out. They may swoop in for a day or two and think they know everything about what's going on. But like Jason Aldean sings, they don't know. And that is absolutely true. Keep the noise outside and you won't even hear it. It's like when I mute people on social media. I throw them to the forest. I'm like, there you go. You're in the forest. What does that mean? What happens in a forest when a tree falls and nobody's around? Nobody can hear anything. You don't even know if it fell. So basically, when I mute you, that means I don't really care what you have to say. So take the noise out, and let's see our Jaguars continue the run as they are off to a great start in 2025. And that is my takeaway, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Let's say hey to Hayes.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, I learned earlier that Liam Cohen almost named one of his sons Cooper.
Yeah, how
That's
about
how much
that?
he likes Cooper Cup.
Yeah, that's going to be quite a challenge. You know, I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba's playing wonderful football, and certainly Cooper Cup is one of the savviest receivers. He's probably lost a little bit of a step, but still a very dangerous player. And they've got this rookie Horton that is going to be a player for them. So he's somebody to keep an eye out. He's doing a magnificent job as a punt returner already. So it's going to be a great challenge. Echo Tom's sentiments. That was well said. I agree. And it should be a fun, fun Sunday, hopefully, but a big challenge.
Let's hope it's one of those games where we walk away. We talked a lot about the two different quarterbacks, Sam Darnold versus Trevor Lawrence. Let's hope we walk away and say, yeah, we knew Trevor Lawrence was better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, hopefully. And Darnold didn't look good here last year.
No. Right.
So, and really hasn't, because there was also the game when he was the Jets quarterback where they put the ghost
He threw 3 picks in both.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a good history here. And I do think that that's a trend that you can put some stock into. So hopefully that continues, because I mean he's completing over 70% of his passes right now and is third in the NFL in passer rating. But to me that says he's due for a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
Not maybe like the whole season, but due for a bad game. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to finish the season third in passer rating. So we'll get to all that coming up on the Frangie Show. Lots coming up. Sports and Courts with Brett Hastings. Kevin Kaplan will join us for our medical report, which is always a lot of fun. And we'll have the State Farm College Football Report talking Gators, Knowles, and Canes. Yeah, so lots of good stuff coming up.
We don't want to talk about Miami, but we have to.
The actual good team we will get to, the Hurricanes.
All right.
So, thank you guys.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Hayes. Yeah, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks is Clint Kubiak.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, Taylor, who wins, by the way? Jags, Seahawks.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about this one, honestly.
Okay.
This is probably the one that I have the most concern about of any of them. And that's crazy saying considering they just played Kansas City on Monday. But
you can think about it.
Yeah. I need to see some injury reports and see how people are looking, because we already know, like, without Brenton Strange, what does the rest of both these teams look like, and then I'll have my pick obviously for you guys on Friday when I'm not here.
They're really good against the run too. So can we pound the rock against their defense? It's gonna be a good game. I mean, Seattle's a good football team. Mike McDonald's got them playing pretty well, but so do we. We got a good team as well. So it should be a good one.
Yeah, well, enjoy your Friday off.
Thank you.
No show for us tomorrow, obviously, with Jaguars programming. So these heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Friday. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. Don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.